Conflict, Ghost Recon. Let's do this. We are the ghosts. And we're going to talk about near and dear to my heart, sports and college. Okay? I don't know, like...
Warning, this is an American perspective.
The NCAA is bullshit.
So, I mean, we have a lot of college athletics in America in case you're from a foreign country. I don't know how it is in other parts of the world, but maybe it's not as important or maybe it's not as wide scale. But in America, like college and sports go hand in hand like college and drinking.
Like
that's the second
time. A nice beer with ice in it.
With the ultimate frisbee on the quad.
And a nice 70-degree day.
I mean, you can't really have college without sports and drinking. But more on the sports here. So, Joe Paterno scandal. I don't know if they have any other soccer scandals in Europe, or at least in the college level.
That scandal, the Baylor Bears, the women's basketball, and the men's, something about
phone calls or some shit. I don't know.
Illegal recruiting practices. Football's been doing that for years and throwing massive amounts of money at people.
Well, leave it down below on it. Not interrupt, but quick. Is how they do it in the rest of the world if you're from a foreign country. I mean, is it that widespread? Do you have like one college sport and that's soccer or footy or football or whatever? Is that your only college sport? Or track and field? Do you have like 2? Do you have like 15? Because in America there's an average, I think, of like 15 sports.
And if you're
men and women, so yeah.
If you're in America, do you even give two shits about, like, do you think the NCAA is just like giving out unnecessary penalties that they were in the rules?
So why is sport? Why are sports so important in American universities? Well, the short answer: money.
And we're bored, so go team, go.
Besides the entertainment part, it funds the school a lot. Advertising rights, video game rights.
Yeah, that and just drinking all day will eventually kill your liver and kidneys, so that's not a viable option for entertainment. And you only get laid so many times. Women don't put out that much. Now, I love you women, but
So it basically boils down to money, like I said before. I'm just going to keep repeating that. It does. It pays for, it helps subsidize tuition. It helps get recognition for the school, because in America, academics aren't that focused on. They are important, but let's be honest, in America...
Everyone has a 4.0, or you have a great sports team. Which one are you going to?
In America, people look at sports. They go to... Even though they don't play them, they may not play them, or don't play them.
Shit, they may not even fucking like sports.
But they look at it. So it's a social thing. I don't know how it is in the other world. Let us know again how it is. Do people focus more on education? But it's such a huge money maker for the school. And the schools have been running up deficits, too, by the way. I don't know if they can do that in other countries, but in America, a lot of sports help pay off debts.
Yeah, and some of these school sports are like athletes are even coming out of high school and college is like fucking Dwight Howard. Where they gonna land?
I mean, it's a national media day. There's a national media day to see where these high school athletes, what college they pick. That's how important it is. It's held on a pedestal. I shit you not. It's held on a pedestal, sport. So it's not held on a pedestal. Like, people go, it's used to recruit new students, it's used to get students, it's used to keep students from transferring, or to get students to transfer. It just helps pay for everything. It pulls out of money. It's that important. I mean the government doesn't pay that much in the U.S. because there's so many colleges here that there's over 2,000 colleges, I think. Yeah, so that's about 40 colleges per state. They're not all evenly distributed, but if they were, that's what it would boil down to. So 2-year and 4-year and internet and private. So there's a lot of fun. Unlike Europe, where there's like a few colleges based on the country's size, the United States country's so big, a lot of colleges. Too many, if you ask me.
And I mean, it's not as bad as it was like in the 80s and stuff where, I mean, these motherfuckers were getting new cars, $300 spending money. I mean, it was just, in Texas, especially, there was like, Oh, come on. I mean, board meetings and business deals were basically the terms and conditions were agreed upon whose team won. Basically, it's sad. I mean, it was rampant. Now, I mean, yeah, they still pass some of them, but it's not like I don't really see them throwing too much fucking like money at them as they once fucking did. I mean, it's just ridiculous nowadays. That all this, I don't know, the NCAA just seems to be more of a dick. I mean, back then it was rampant about paying players and I mean, come on. Case in point, Magic Johnson, that motherfucker was illiterate coming out of college. What do you think happened? I mean, he wasn't illiterate because, you know, they weren't teaching him, they were just passing him because he was a good basketball player.
I mean, a lot of colleges did that.
I mean, I don't know if he came out and said he was illiterate because of that, because they'll raise awareness that this shit's got to stop, and at the time it benefited him, but since he's older and it actually hurt him in the long run, that, you know, besides having AIDS, that, you know...
HIV.
Well, HIV, that, you know, this shit needs to stop, because, it hurt me, and I'm famous, and if I could take it all back, I'd probably do things a little differently, so who knows? I don't know. But it's just, yeah, they still pass people. I'm not going to fucking lie. I mean, I'm not delusional. Yeah, they still do that. It's not, like I said, it's not as rampant. But yeah, the NCAA thinks it's hot shit, and if you fucking talk to the wrong person, or if your agent shows up at your dorm room, or some sports recruiter that you don't even know who the fuck they are, you just think, hey, look, it's that old 40, 50-year-old in the fucking corner drinking a beer while he's here. Apparently that can get you into trouble, even though you have no idea who this guy is, so...
We would like to know how it is in other parts of the world.
I mean, I think they banned sex or something. Tried. I mean, it's...
How it is, like, is there governing body for your I know there is, but do they have so many restrictions like the NCAA does? Let us know below. We really want to know. We're really curious. What the fuck?
And not only that, like, let's see, caffeinated gum, can't have that, can't have caffeine, can't do this, can't do that before... the event, whatever sport you compete in, it's just...
I mean, I know the age is rampant, and, you know, rampant more towards Europe than what it is in the United States, professional-wise, because people don't go to college. It's kind of like, if you're good at soccer, you go at the age of 18, you become pro.
Or if you sign with Spain, the age of 8.
Or if you're really good, like Pele and shit, you're pretty much on the development league, I guess you could call it that, of the pro team at 16. He went pro at 16. I mean, Spain's an 8-year-old, for God's sakes. Like, not even at a fucking, I don't know, is he still in elementary school? I think, yeah. So, it's not as bad as that. At least one and done for basketball, all 4 years, for mostly baseball, all 4 years for football, so, and hockey as well. It's not like you're fucking like 16, you got like these pro like under 20, under 18, under whatever the fuck. And it's just, people just go, they don't even view education like if they're good at soccer. You're pretty much set for life, and you get these big ass contracts.
Especially like in basketball, it's not like how good this education is or how well they're going to teach me, and if they want to teach me something that actually is interesting and that's fishy. I'll just go, that is fucking some fishy ass shit right there. But anyway, it's not like, is this going to make me lucrative? No, it's like how good your football team is, how good your basketball team is, how good your soccer team is, softball, whatever it may be. That's what they're in it for. They're not fucking in it for like, oh yeah, this could give me a great education, great job being a fucking CEO or VP or something. No, they're looking about it. And then when the sports is done, you know, they got to go to ESPN and become analyst or some network to become analyst and all this shit because they have no real skills except for sports. I mean, I'm not saying sports are bad, but, you know, you can't really hold it up on that high of a pedestal. Just can't do it.
It's not, like we said, it's not like you all where, like, you're giving, like, 16-year-olds millions of, you know, whatever your currency is. Like, millions of dollars in our case, or pounds, or whatever. You're not giving them large sums of money at the age of 16 because, like, how many people. I mean, when I was 16, I was fiscally responsible, but I wasn't that fiscally responsible, like, fiscally responsible for, fucking
Okay, no one was
large sums of money. No one was dropping $1 million on me. Let's just say that.
No one's shopping at least like fucking.
Or even hundreds of thousands. I mean, that's a lot of money to a fucking 16-year-old. And then you had these like under 21, under 18, under 17. Oh fuck.
When y'all are listening to us, if you're over the age of 16, or if you are 16, it doesn't matter how old you are. What would you do right now with $100,000? I mean, I assume y'all wouldn't just go out and blow it, but I mean
that's kind of like 100,000 for some sports, like a week. But like fucking Europe and soccer, particularly, is just ridiculous sums of money, like millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Just like at 16, man, in America at 16, it's the legal driving age. In some countries like England, it's 18. You can't even drive, but you can afford a fucking Bentley. Spain recruiting an 8-year-old kid.
Yeah,
this motherfucker's still in elementary school.
He's on a development team or whatever, but it's still classified as like pro contract.
Can't even sign. A lot of these soccer players can't even legally sign a contract, but have one. I mean, come on. Talk about our obsession with sports here in the U.S. I don't know, man. Soccer is something else. People don't even go to college to be good. You go to college to play soccer, from what I was told, is because you suck. If you were any good, you come right out of high school, or even while you're in high school. Like, get on the development teams, like FIFA under, 20, or FIFA under 17, or under 18, or whatever the fuck it is. It's ridiculous. You go to college in the U.S. to get good at, not just in education, but to hone your skills in sports. Not so much in Europe.
It's in the NFL. I can't remember the guy's name, but it's awfully rare to do what he does. Not only was he a professional football player and he was making lots of money, but on the off season, he actually went and does stocks. Tells people how to pick them, does his friends how to pick them. He invested himself into these stocks and he watches the market and all this other stuff. But
I couldn't see.
You can't do that in America. That's rare. That is.
But it's not like I'm not picking on soccer. I'm just saying from what I understand from not just Europe but other Asia, whatever soccer's big, Africa and shit, that you go to college because you're pretty much not good at sports, or at least soccer. Maybe you're good at track and field, but you don't hone it. You hone it by that it's the world's game. Maybe people from other countries all over the world don't want to have American football because you have to go to college and hone your skills. They just want to get that contract at a young age, maybe, for some people. Not saying this is a small minority, but that minority's, for what I perceived, is growing. So,
and like some athletes,
we may hold sports to a high pedestal when we're in college, but when you get out of college, not a lot of people go pro.
Yeah, like some of the, especially basketball, one it does, how mature are you going to get with 1 year in fucking college?
So we hold it, on a high when we're in college, when we're out, not so much. Not so much. Like, if you never play sports, you're not going to care, but not a lot of Americans go and be like, I'm going to be a professional athlete. I mean, that stereotype, that notion is perceived by a lot of the world, but it's just not true. But it's got to be somewhat true in soccer in other countries, because, when Spain signs an 8-year-old kid, you're not really helping to dispel that notion. You're, pretty much confirming it your own self. So,
hey, at least the people we come into professional sport, they may be young, they may be 18, but they ain't 8. They ain't 15. Come on.
So what do you just strive to if you're the rest of the world, if you want to be a professional athlete? What's so popular? So let us know down below. We won.